Hello everybody. This is the conclusion of Dorothy Sayers' chapter, Why Work in Creed or Chaos, and other essays. This brings me to my third proposition, and this may sound to you the most revolutionary of all. It is this: the worker's first duty is to serve the work. The popular catchphrase of today is that it is everybody's duty to serve the community. It is a well-sounding phrase, but there is a catch in it. It is the old catch about the two great commandments. Love God and your neighbor. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. The catch in it, which nowadays the world has largely forgotten, is that the second commandment depends upon the first, and that without the first it is a delusion and a snare. Much of our present trouble and disillusionment have come from putting the second commandment before the first. If we put our neighbor first, we're putting man above God. And that is what we have been doing ever since we began to worship humanity and make man the measure of all things. Whenever man is made the center of things, he becomes the storm center of trouble. And that is precisely the catch about serving the community. It ought perhaps to make us suspicious of that phrase when we consider that it is the slogan of every commercial scoundrel and swindler who wants to make sharp business practice pass muster as social improvement. Service is the motto of the advertiser, of big business, and of fraudulent finance, and of others too. Listen to this. I expect the judicature to understand that the nation does not exist for their convenience, but that justice exists to serve the nation. That's a direct quote. That was Hitler yesterday, and that is what becomes of service when the community and not the work becomes its idol. There is, in fact, a paradox about working to serve the community, and it is this: that to aim directly at serving the community is to falsify the work. The only way to serve the community is to forget the community and serve the work. There are three very good reasons for this. The first is that you cannot do good work if you take your mind off the work to see how the community is taking it, any more than you can make a good drive from the tee if you take your eye off the ball. Blessed are the single-hearted, for that is the real meaning of the word we translate the pure in heart. If your heart is not holy in the work will not be good. And work that is not good serves neither God nor the community. It only serves mammon. The second reason is that the moment you think of serving other people, you begin to have a notion that other people owe you something for your pains. You begin to think that you have a claim on the community. You'll begin to bargain for reward, to angle for applause, and to harbor a grievance if you are not appreciated. But if your mind is set upon serving the work, then you know that you have nothing to look for. The only reward the work can give you is the satisfaction of beholding its perfection. The work takes all and gives nothing but itself. And to serve the work is a labor of pure love. And thirdly, if you set out to serve the community, you will probably end by merely fulfilling a public demand, and you may not even do that. A public demand is a changeable thing. 9/10 of the bad plays put on in theaters owe their badness to the fact that the playwright has aimed at pleasing the audience instead of at producing a good and satisfactory play. Instead of doing the work as its own integrity demands that it should be done, he has falsified the play by putting in this or that which he thinks will appeal to the groundlings, who by that time have probably come to want something else. And the play fails by its insincerity. The work has been falsified to please the public, and in the end even the public is not pleased. As it is with works of art, so it is with all work. We are coming to the end of an era of civilization which began by pandering to public demand, and ended up by frantically trying to create public demand for an output so false and meaningless that even a doped public revolted from the trash offered to it and plunged into war rather than swallow any more of it. The danger of serving the community is that one is part of the community, and that in serving it, one may only be serving a kind of communal egotism. The only true way of serving the community is to be truly in sympathy with the community, to be oneself part of the community, and then to serve the work without giving the community another thought. Then the work will endure because it will be true to itself. It is the work that serves the community. The business of the worker is to serve the work. Where we have become confused is in mixing up the ends to which our work is put with the way in which the work is done. The end of the work will be decided by our religious outlook. As we are, so we make. It is the business of religion to make us Christian people, and then our work will naturally be turned to Christian ends, because our work is the expression of ourselves. But the way in which the work is done is governed by no sanction except the good of the work itself. And religion has no direct connection with that except to insist that the workman should be free to do his work well, according to his own integrity. Jacques Maritain, one of the very few religious writers of our time who really understand the nature of creative work, has summed the matter up in a sentence. This is Maritain quoted here. What is required is the perfect practical discrimination between the end pursued by the workman and the end to be served by the work, so that the workman may work for his wages, but the work be controlled and set in being only in relation to its proper good and nowise in relation to the wages earned, so that the artist may work for any and every human intention he likes, but the work taken by itself be performed and constructed for its proper beauty alone. End of the quote by Maritain. And then Sayers says at the end of the chapter, in a short paragraph, or perhaps we may put it more shortly still, if work is to find its right place in the world, it is the duty of the church to see to it that the work serves God and that the worker serves the work. I wanted to link to James Orr on what it means to be the image of God, and also a video we shot on the meaning of music and beauty in Christianity.